Hey, it's AAA. Tiny Rogues update video. This was just posted by Ruby earlier today. Ruby Benji, the dev of Tiny Rogues, about the future of Tiny Rogues in the 0.2.5 update. It says, hello, fellow Tiny Rogues. Once more, I have good news for you. The clean update, Tiny Rogues 0.2.5, will be releasing on Wednesday, the 7th of August, around 1700 hours CET. It is the clean update. It's an update that includes a massive overhaul of all the effect descriptions, making it a lot more presentable. So here's some examples. We've got weapon type, weapon range, damage scaling. All of this has been cleaned up. It's a whole lot. It's called the clean update for a reason. Basically, all of the text boxes have been made more succinct and easier to understand. A lot of complexity has been toned down, a lot of streamlining has happened, but the fun of creating unique builds has been retained. Here's an example of what was previously a pretty complicated item. Now, when on skill used, it gains plus 100% bow and crossbow damage for 8 seconds. The skills are also a new thing. I don't know if the skills are coming in the clean update. They might be. Depends on if I read it correctly or not. But the skills are huge. Oh yes, it does. Every class will have a unique skill now. The Cinder modifiers have been reworked. Some of the classes have been reworked. So mana now, instead of being used to power your magic weapons, works for your class skills, which I think is I think it's a good way to do it, honestly, because it was a weird inhibitor to magic weapons with the rework to mana in the most recent big update. I think this is a good compromise. I'm incredibly happy with how the update turned out, he says. Beta feedback has been overly positive, and I can't wait for everyone to check it out. More to come on 2024 roadmap. We'll conclude the saga of me reworking the entire game. He says that, but we will see. Also announcing the Tiny Teams Festival, that is a tiny champion in the upcoming Tiny Teams Festival. I will again be doing content for the Tiny Teams Fest. Thanks again over to Yogscast Games for helping me do that. Tiny Rogues will be a whopping 50% off starting August 8th. Hell yeah. 7-day discount. Also, we're getting a plushie of death. Makeshift plushie pledge goal. Within 10 days, he needs 200 unique persons to pledge $2 for this to be made. Then Makeshift Ship will start working on producing and designing and finally shipping the plushes. The campaign launches August 7th. I plan on pledging $2 towards this because I absolutely love death. When the campaign launches, he really wants at least 20 death plushies. As you might know, Tiny Rogues does not have a publisher. It is a self-developed project, and he does all the marketing. So, we love the idea of him getting a plushie for a very good solo dev. The artwork was commissioned by me and created by community member Patchy. Go to Patchy. And here is the stuff coming for the 2024 roadmap. Last year in the huge August expansion, he announced 3 more free expansions would be coming. Still be doing this, but I have to rip the band-aid off. Into the Abyss will not happen in 2024. It'll be a 2025 update. Because the clean update took a lot of time, and it's honestly a pretty big update. He's also not really started working on Into the Abyss yet, which is fair considering how much work the clean update took. So it'd be another 4 months with no updates when he just tightens in to work on Into the Abyss, which I think is fine. For the rest of 2024, we'll be focusing on smaller updates, and 2025 will be the Into the Abyss expansion. So, some of the things that are planned to come in 2024 as part of this. A Monster Bestiary. Cinder 20. A unique endgame game mode. I'm very curious what this is. New special rooms. The Secrets update that he's mentioned a couple times before. Uber bosses, mini bosses, run history, collection menu. Oh god, I'll have to try and get every item. Reworked options menu, in-game guide, run summary, subclasses for some classes. Would love to see that. More skills, revamping the meta tree. I think that's a good call. and adding big impactful keystone modifiers, rework of the Knights in the Tavern, unique items to buy in the alignment shops, thank God, treasure goblins, and so much more. While I enjoy putting out massive game updates, I think Tiny Rogue's development pace currently feels very sluggish, he says, as I always pile on feature after feature into huge patches and rework massive amounts of systems that need to be reworked because the butterfly effect touches one system. Yeah, that makes sense. For the rest of 2024, I want to focus on releasing bite-sized updates that will still have pretty big patches, just not not worthy of the title of a Tiny Rogues expansion. Even though Into the Abyss has now moved to 2025, there is a lot of fun planned for the rest of the year. In the TLDR, Clean Update 0.2.5 comes out this Wednesday. Tiny Rogues is having a huge sale as part of the Tiny Teams Festival. It will be in a bundle with backpack battles. On 7th of August, it will be collecting pledges on Makeshift for the Death plushie, and Into the Abyss will not be coming out in 2024, but smaller, more content-rich updates will be dotting along the way. This is a shorter update video, but when the Tiny Rogues 0.2.5 drops, you can expect a in-depth patch note coverage review, provided this one has nice, succinct patch notes. Bye-bye.
Hello, what's happening? It's that man in black and green. Sometimes sweet and saccharine, sometimes he be as mad as me. Insanity, persistently, for